This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Rachel Consola standing by, caller 9844999. Ola will play Profile This coming up in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check-in to Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, for the second weekend in a row, a Philadelphia Eagles fan got arrested for punching a police horse.
Jesus Christ, come on, guys.
Is that now a thing in Philadelphia?
I think it's always a thing in Philadelphia. If you've ever been to Philadelphia, you would not be shocked that a person ever punched a police horse.
Mm-hmm. And I've heard that their fans can be a little rowdy.
Yeah.
That's
Mike,
an understatement.
I think probably the guy punching one the week before, it was in this guy's brain.
Right.
You also have to remember those East Coast cities have a lot more police on horseback than other major cities.
But you still don't go and punch them in the face.
But you never see like a horse like in L.A. I mean, the East Coast cities have the horses. It's just part of what they do.
I think all police forces have horses.
They do, but not on the same
Thrill.
number.
It's only the idiots over there that are punching them.
Right. I mean, just because someone's on a police horse. And look, you have to know it's not going to end well for you. There's a cop sitting on a horse, and then you punch the cop's horse. Like, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to freaking arrest you, right?
Well, and
I mean, it looks cool, but I mean, really?
Not really, though. Punching the horse doesn't make sense to me. You would actually... It would make more sense to me if they were slapping the horse on the ass.
Trying to get him to take off or something?
Right. Trying to screw with the cop. They slap it on the ass. The horse takes off. He falls off the back. Ha, ha, ha. You're going to jail. Punching the horse?
I think the horses hate it most.
Well, yeah.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, and the horse is probably just like, what the hell? Like some drunk 19-year-old dude just punched me.
Punch me again, bitch.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it in the face or is it across the ass?
I'm sure they're punching it in the face.
It almost sounds like a euphemism for something.
Punch the horse in the
go
face.
punch the horse.
Yeah.
I don't get it. A 24-year-old woman recently got caught stealing from a Walmart in Wyoming and tried to claim that she was doing research for a term paper on kleptomaniacs.
It's a good way to get involved.
Yeah.
Trying to get inside the mind of a klepto.
That's what the dude from The Who did, right?
Oh, yeah. They
Really?
busted him with child porn on his computer. Pete Townsend. And he's like, I'm doing research for a book. Look, I didn't buy it. The cops let him off, probably because he's Pete Townsend. But is his book out? Has anyone seen? Because this was years ago.
You know what?
Right?
Good point.
This was years ago, and his argument was, I'm doing this to research a book. But to my knowledge, he has not released this book that he was surfing child porn
And Mike,
for research.
even more disturbing, it was a pop-up book.
Oh. Damn it.
Put your hand in Mr. Rogers' front pocket. Flip the page.
You know what? I give this woman credit though. That's a good excuse. I think.
Hey, it worked for Pete Townsend.
Right?
It worked for her.
Hey, that's creative at least.
Whatever.
Fans of the popular HQ Trivia app are angry about a section in their terms and conditions that makes it a lot harder to win money. So pay attention to this. You have to win at least $20 before you can cash out, and most prizes are less than that. But if you don't cash out in 90 days, you forfeit all of your winnings. So you basically need to win at least twice in 3 months to get any money, and that's pretty hard to do.
Okay.
Why is it so hard to do? I mean, are the questions that tough? I don't know anything about it.
So it's kind of like gambling?
I think it's a daily trivia question is why that's so difficult.
Okay.
Otherwise,
All right,
you're
okay.
right. They would just keep on going.
Yeah.
But I think it is a daily trivia app, and hey, you win $1 this day if you get it right. I don't know for sure. I didn't research this thing at all. I'm not working on it. I haven't got sucked into their scheme, but
You're going to get hooked.
probably. I love trivia, man.
I love it. I can't get away from
I
it.
can't stop.
So much of it.
I hear questions like I have to know the answer. Damn it. A bar in Pennsylvania created a blue, white, and orange shot inspired by the Tide Pod Challenge.
Oh.
Jeez.
Then Facebook removed 2 of their posts about it.
Okay.
I mean, really?
Well, I mean, the shot just looks like one.
Sure.
Right. Which, yeah. Is it that bad?
Am I the only one?
You know, you're drinking alcohol, care, and I can't say obviously. You would assume people of legal drinking age are not so stupid that they do
Right.
the Tide Pod. But to be fair, I would assume a teenager would be smart enough not to eat a Tide Pod. So basically, there's a lot of dumb people that eat Tide Pods.
Well, I'm
And
glad
they do look delicious.
I'm
though.
glad Facebook is shutting down these Tide Pod posts
Thank God.
because that is something
Yeah.
that is going to sway people's detergent buying ways. Thank God they're filtering that material.
I actually did see somebody suggesting another challenge that I really like to see implemented. It is the 24-hour rubber band testicle challenge.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do it at all.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Unless you want your testicles to dry up and fall off. Which Mike apparently would find hilarious.
Oh, I'd find it very hilarious.
You know what? I'm right there with you. Maybe so I put a rubber band in my testicles.
Another case at the hospital after somebody completed yet again the 24-hour challenge. A man pulling a flatbed trailer with his truck got arrested in Nebraska the other day after he failed to secure 120 pounds of pot he was hauling.
Jesus Christ.
And the bag spilled out onto the highway.
Oh, what a waste! What an idiot!
120 pounds.
It's 120 pounds, so my guess is there's about 150 pounds that he was actually hauling.
What an idiot! I guarantee you, man, that there's every highway road crew out there, man, every chain gang.
Getting high.
I'll pick up the litter. I will pick it up. You send me in that general direction, man. I'm going to find anything you need.
Mike, where was it at?
What's the segment called, Ted?
All right.
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Thank you, Mike.
If you're hauling pot, are you not really secure in that load?
120 pounds, man.
Right.
That's the most secure. Man, my kid wouldn't even be in a seatbelt, but that weed would be absolutely secure.
It just, when you hear the story about the vodka truck that spilled all over the place, the truck tipped. It didn't not have a secure load.
Right.
Damn it.
I'm with you. You would think in trafficking large amounts of felonies and drugs, you would check simple things like, do my blinkers work?
Is my license plate up to date?
Right, is the load secure?
Says breathing in car exhaust can harden your arteries and cause lung issues. And a new study found that jogging in busy neighborhoods with lots of traffic can do more harm than good. It also found that exhaust is pretty localized, though, so if you go to a park or somewhere with less traffic, you're okay.
So if you stay away from the cars that have the exhaust, you're less likely to breathe in the exhaust.
Exactly.
I'll be
I just
damned.
have a hard time thinking
Crazy.
to go for a run in the city. If that's worse for you because
Than
of the
doing
exhaust,
nothing.
Keep on smoking.
God damn, that seems odd.
I'm just going to eat pizza. I ain't exercising today, man.
It's smoggy out there. Give me a donut.
There's a new line of Star Wars-themed sex toys out, including 3 that light up and look like lightsabers.
Well, of course. I mean, that's the natural sex toy.
Do they have
Right.
the Wookiee penis? It's like 12 inches long and fuzzy.
All hairy down there.
I mean, just
It's a mole skin.
and it goes.
I mean, you got to call one a Darth Vader, right?
Oh, sure,
the
man.
Vader. It's the really slick black one.
To be honest with you,
The
I think
slick black one.
R2D2, I think, would lend himself best, perhaps, to sex toys, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
I just want the Darth Vader to do that breathing thing.
I've had that. I've been with somebody who breathed like that.
Oh, no.
I couldn't focus.
I wouldn't be able to either.
It was really, really hard.
You said the entire time you're having sex.
Mike,
Yes.
I'm not kidding you, all right?
You actually did?
Oh, yeah. So we're kind of like, things are getting it's getting close. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then all of a sudden, man, and I'm doing something else for her, right?
Right.
Okay? This is what I hear.
Oh, no.
Shut up.
Is that when you grab the
Wasn't
chicken,
sure what
Miles?
to do at that point. I just kept going, I guess. I was like, all right.
I think I had to stop. Like, sorry.
I guess you're liking this.
A man in California has an interesting explanation as to why he was driving drunk.
Why was he
drank a
driving
lot?
drunk?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now, but first the game is on.
The Men's Room presents Profile
Hey,
This.
Stephen Throwhill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
All right, Alex, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes.
Fantastic. Here is your story. During an argument with his girlfriend, a Florida man, he threw a piece of fried chicken at the woman, hitting her in the face. That triggered his arrest for domestic abuse. He was busted after the dispute with his living girlfriend turned violent. This is in the couple's St. Petersburg home. Now, the dude is 6'2", 220 pounds. First, he stepped on her foot. Then he threw the piece of chicken at the victim, striking her on the left side of her face and glasses. He was subsequently arrested by a sheriff's deputy and booked in the county jail, free on $5,000 bond. It should be noted, this is not the first time he's had a run-in with the law. Court records show he was arrested 2 years ago for striking the same woman who was pregnant at the time, and before pleading no contest to battery, he violated the terms of his pretrial release by calling and visiting the victim in spite of the no-contact order. Anyway, do you believe that this fried chicken-throwing fool is black, white, Mexi, or Jew?
Ooh, well, I hate to say it, but I'm probably leaning towards black here.
Okay.
And why do you think that? Go ahead, say it.
The fried chicken.
No, I'll tell you why.
I mean, at least you just said it.
I think he's making a mistake with this stereotype.
I think he is too.
Why is that?
Well, because if the stereotype is that black people love fried chicken, why would this brother be throwing it?
Exactly.
First of all, it's not a stereotype. Fried chicken is freaking delicious.
Yeah, everybody loves it.
First of all, this guy's an idiot for wasting fried chicken, period.
That's what I think.
Let's get this out of the way, right, first and foremost. I think the key here is the violation of the restraining order multiple times.
Just the one time that I know of, based on what this story says.
I'd still have to go with black, though.
I'm going to guess Mexican.
I'm going white.
You going white?
Did it say which portion of the chicken?
It did not, Ted.
Okay.
Alex, you're going to, what's your final answer?
I'm going to go with black.
You're going to go black, final answer. We'll find out if he was black, white, Mexi, or Jewish next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Profile this takes us to Florida and St. Petersburg, and a couple gets in an argument. They obviously had some delicious fried chicken, and the man decided that, instead of eating it like most normal people, he would throw it at his girlfriend and hit her in the cheek, which basically amounts to assault, but he had assaulted her before, so she called 911. He was arrested.
And the thing is, we asked you, Alex, did you believe that this guy was black, white, Mexican, or Jew? And I want to say, you guys went all over the place. You said black yourself, Alex. Miles, you went what, Mexican?
I went Mexi, Ted went white.
I went white.
One of you is correct.
Come on.
Alex, congratulations.
That's a shame.
The funny thing about it is, Mike Hawk brought me that story the other day. And we giggled because it was a fried chicken thing. And I said, do you think people will guess wrong because they're just going to be scared to say it's a black guy with fried chicken? What I appreciated about this guy, he's like, I'm guessing black specifically because it involves fried chicken.
I'm back with Ted on this. I don't think he was a real black man. He wasted fried chicken. I think anybody that wastes fried chicken is just not even...
He ain't woke.
He's not even human. I mean, I'm sorry. You waste a piece of fried chicken. I mean, you are out. I'm never talking to you again. I don't care who the hell you are, where you come from. You could be my next of kin.
You tell him he's not a real black man.
Exactly right. Wait,
Miles Montgomery.
Who are you?
I got news
What
for
is
you,
wrong with
sucker.
you? God, I might have caught that in my mouth and eat it. Now for all the TV news all the time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box,
Armageddon.
the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Now, when you think Philadelphia sports, you think about all the Super Bowls the Eagles have won. No, but I mean, there's a few people that stand out, and Charles Barkley would be one of them.
Sure.
For a lot of people, you probably only know Charles Barkley as a commentator, but he was the round mound of rebound. Charles Barkley was a great NBA player.
It really was.
And he ended his career in Phoenix, but he started his career, and for years, he was a 76er.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I was a kid.
I played in Philadelphia.
Yeah, he was, like, one of the baddest dudes there was, man. Like, he was goddamn Charles Barkley.
He was dominant.
Yeah, he was. So Charles Barkley, I will say this. Charles Barkley says some stuff that I would never in 100 years agree with. But I do think Charles Barkley, you're always getting an honest answer from him.
Sure.
So basically, he's in Philadelphia. They win the championship game. He's having fun. He's at this after party. He's doing an interview, and then he kind of ends it in Charles Barkley style.
I live here for a reason. It's an amazing city, and I'm happy for the Eagles.
Now,
thank you for your time. I know I stopped you. I thank you. Thank you, Sir John.
I'm tired of you now. I want to go finish getting drunk.
No, go finish it. Thank you, my man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
He's just like, I gotta go finish.
Just like every single
yeah.
other person in Philadelphia who deserved that after that dry spell.
Yeah, if you want to watch that whole interview, it's of the Men's Room Facebook page. He's got some nice stuff to say in there. That is a good term, too. I don't know if I've ever used that. I gotta finish getting drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, I feel like when you get drunk, the finish line gets really blurry. You're not sure where it is, right? You think the finish line's at the bar, then you go home and you got a fridge full of beer. You start drinking there. Nobody knows where that line is. Besides sports, by the way, I asked this earlier off the air. What is the over-under on fights in Minnesota when you have the New England fan base and the Philadelphia fan base?
I would say
20.
Yeah. I read a thing today where people were signing up to be Uber drivers and they were going to fake it just for a couple nights just to send Philly fans in different places and not drop them off at the right locations.
All right.
That seems like
I got a wild theory here. Now, some of the, New England fans, right, like you see Gronk and stuff, so they kind of have a reputation as a bit bro-ish, right? And then you look at, like, the Philly fans, they're kind of famous for being mean, but also kind of bro-ish, right?
Sure.
So it looks like this would be an instance where you'd have a lot of excited drunk people screaming at each other. But what happens if they all get there and they just have, like, the ultimate bro-down ever? And, turns out they all really like each other.
Maybe they do. In my experience...
So there's no chance that's happening, but...
As far as the state of Pennsylvania is concerned, you've got to get... And Pennsylvania's a big state, but like you said, there's a city on one side, there's a city on the other side.
And nothing in between.
And you can go 2/3 over toward the east, and it's still Steeler country. Still Penn State football, still all that. And one thing that people, I think, really forget just geographically about Philadelphia... And I mean this in the most sincere way possible, but from the southern part of the state, Philadelphia really is the state capital of New Jersey.
Oh, yeah.
And when you go to the north, there could be another state capital for the commuters that go to New York.
Sure.
But New Jersey itself, it's not that
their biggest suburb is Cherry Hill. That is in New Jersey.
Morristown, all that stuff is over on the Jersey side. So, Philly represents a lot of different areas as far as the sport. There's sports fans in Philly that also love the Devils, the Jersey Devils. Just because, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, well, we're all here. I mean, it's not that I don't like the Flyers. It's like the Devils do well. That's great. But it's more like, I think, and no disrespect to Montgomery County or anything to the west over there, but in my mind, when you talk about the Eagles, you talk about Jersey taking on Boston.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, just population-wise, fan base-wise, everything else. It just seems like I know more people from Jersey that are Philly fans than I do from actual Pennsylvania, Philadelphia side.
Yeah, I'm with you. Everybody I know from Pennsylvania generally is a Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah, and even on the Pittsburgh side of Philly, I just don't know those people. Everyone I know from that area lives in New Jersey. They work in Philly. You know what I mean? But they're Eagle fans.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's going to be an exciting group of people there either way.
Either way, if you're in the service industry in Minneapolis, you're a doorman, you're anybody who's going to break up a fight, serve a beer, it is going to be an insane week.
Oh, yeah. You're going to have to call out all the cops.
Every one of them.
Those guys are getting
national. Are you kidding me?
Besides sports, another big thing that happens this time of year, obviously, is weather dominating stuff. So if you live in the South, you're probably not used to a ton of snow, okay? But it happens. Robin, you lived in North Carolina. Right? Like, maybe once a year, but it happens. It's not
maybe.
That rare. Right.
Okay. And understand when you have a 1/4 inch of snow predicted, school's out.
Yeah.
You're done for at least a day or two.
School's out for the winter.
So this is a little bit old, but there's going to be, I think, only 2 to 3 inches down in Charlotte, North Carolina. We go to WCCB, and I like the lady at the end of this interview. They're just asking them, what are you going to do for the storm? It's on a weekend.
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
Sounds like a great weekend to me.
Fat and sassy.
Fat and sassy, maybe have some sex.
I guess that's the part that throws me off, the sassy.
Sex.
Fat and sassy.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to maybe, cook and lay down.
Boy, it's a thick ass.
Maybe put a penis in my hand.
Yeah.
Reach over to old Ronnie over there and say, is this thing awake or not, buddy? Because I am ready. We don't got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll get you Long John Silver and let me play that thing.
Get you some fat, sassy ass.
Give me them hush puppies.
I always laugh because when I was a kid, we always ordered a pizza when there was a snowstorm.
Sure.
But as an adult, I'm kind of like, I wasn't really looking out for the pizza guys at all, were we?
No. I'm an urban trekker in the snow. I want to go and, find out where the restaurant is that's open and go there.
Yeah, there is different stuff. I've told this story before, but I had a buddy that, he ran the kitchen at a bar I worked at in restaurant, and he would always grill. As soon as it started snowing, if he knew it was going to snow at 2 a.m., he'd be like, meet me at my house at 4, we're grilling. Mm-hmm. And then the other trick I always like is you just rip open the case of beer and throw it in the snow.
Yeah. In Baltimore, man, in Baltimore, it just seemed like the only thing that was open was the neighborhood bar. So when it snowed, even after you went and you shoveled out a spot, like being in Hamden or someplace like that, there's one bar that's open, and it has never been more packed.
All right, every
single person in the neighborhood is in there. They're having a good time. It's almost like, the hell with it,
Dude, I did it.
Probably one of the best neighborhood bonding experiences of the year for most people.
I worked at a liquor store that was half liquor store, half bar, right?
Yeah.
And then when I got my first bar shift, it was like a Wednesday night. It is dumping snow, 4 or 5 inches. And they were like, you don't have to come in. And I was 19. I was so excited to actually get behind the bar. I said, F it. I drove in and bartended. Yeah. And you're right. There was maybe 5 people there.
Of course. Right.
Yeah. But that was literally one of my first shifts. But God, pouring drinks, feeling good, messing with this snow, man.
Were you channeling your inner cocktail?
Yeah, well, no. It was a dump. You ordered soda and liquor.
Okay. You can bring a snowball. You can bring a snowball in, though. They put it in a glass and pour liquor over top of it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. We hosed down the floors at the end of the night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I once charged a guy the wrong price, and I went back to him and I said, hey, man, I apologize. I overcharged you. And I don't know why. His big old brother, he came back by. I was like, look at this stupid Irish Mick. Yeah, keep the change. All right. See, and we were throwing out Irish slams now, but
I like it. He insulted me and tipped me at the same time.
Yeah, he was still smiling. He was like, look how honest this stupid Irish Mick is. And I was like, I think that's racist. Not sure, brother. Thanks for
calling
the tip.
you out on being you.
We were talking a little bit about the Eagles going to the Super Bowl. Obviously, people are fired up there. Jimmy Fallon has some thoughts on it.
Let's get to some sports here. Last night, the Eagles moved on to the Super Bowl. Wow. The Eagles moved on to the Super Bowl after beating the Vikings 38-7. Last time someone got beat up that bad in Philadelphia, he had to move in with his auntie and uncle in Bel Air.
Did you guys see Saturday Night Live this week?
I didn't.
Oh, that crazy skit about if the Fresh Prince went off the chain a little bit, so to speak?
Yes.
So it was pretty dark.
It was super dark, but I thought it was hilarious. So basically, it's the same thing. It's the opening of Fresh Prince, except when he gets to L.A., the gang follows him. And then, another gang picks up, the bounty on his head. Uncle Phil shooting people with shotguns.
Jesus Christ.
That was that guy's first SNL, too. That was a pretty good way to start his...
the host?
No, the guy who did the video. The guy who played the Fresh Prince.
The black dude?
Yeah, that was his
He's
first...
been on there all year.
Has he? Is it his first year?
Yeah, it's his first year.
Okay.
He was also the rapper in the movie... I'm going to stop.
So he's been on there a couple
Sandberg's
episodes
movie.
or whatever.
Pop star?
Never Stop.
Never
Don't
stop.
Believing. Never stop stopping or whatever it was.
Sad news here. This came across my desk early today. Thanks, Miles.
Miles came across your desk.
Started. What I do is you start the story. I bring the music in at the appropriate point.
All right. Sad news, everybody. This came across my desk early this morning.
Sounds sad.
Thank you, Miles, for giving me this one. One of the guys who played Tinky Winky, the alleged gay Teletubby, has died. Simon Chilton died last week. According to his son. I'm not laughing at his death. Told the BBC his dad passed away last Wednesday. So he was taking something. So again, we skin people. Tinky Winky is dead. I did not realize Tinky Winky was the alleged gay Teletubby. He is purple, the gay pride color, and his antenna is shaped like a triangle, the gay pride symbol. That's why they all thought he was gay Teletubby. I guess Jerry Falwell had convinced everybody that he was gay.
Do you think any of the Teletubbies are having sex?
They don't even have genitalia.
That's what I mean. Like, ain't let them hetero Teletubbies.
I don't know.
Grabbing ass and staring at boobs. Not that one.
Right. Now, I will say, Tinky Winky sounds a little...
What are the other names, though? No one was named Jeff.
I don't know. They're all still alive, except for Tinky Winky, who's dead.
Well, he's one of the actors that played Tinky Winky. There could have been multiple ones. Oh, I'm trying to figure that out now.
But he played for almost like a decade. He was in there for a while.
That's got to be a sweet gig,
He
man.
formed the character that you know to be Tinky. Like, you know what I mean? He is the Tinky Winky.
What did they do? Like, I didn't have kids when Teletubbies were the thing. Like,
really good to get high and just watch them. You know?
I know what you did to watch them.
All right, do you want the main characters or supporting characters?
Anyway,
start with the main, please.
Main characters, you had Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Lala, Poe.
Poe?
Poe. And then your supporting characters were, of course, were Nunu, Voice Trumpets, Sun Baby, Rabbits, and just Teletubbies.
Okay.
Poe. Great show.
Did you ever watch it?
Of course.
But this one is not Teletubbies. This is Boombah, right?
I have no idea. I just label it Teletubbies and play it every time it comes up.
Oh, all right.
Is this Boombah? How did you know that it was Boombah?
Because I remember...
There's nothing that just said Boombah.
Yeah, because your kid was little at the time, and we were talking about it, and you kept playing it. So maybe I'm messed up. I always thought it was
I don't know. This could be Boombah.
What did they just see that they went, ew?
I don't know.
Take a Winky showed him
Probably
his
saw
penis.
vegetables.
I just keep seeing a really drunk English guy being like, Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky.
Oh, no. He's gay. Oh, told me. That's why I stay in the house and eat chips. All right, so you see a lot of families on TV, right? And you gotta start thinking, like, how do these families do this, right? Like, how are they living this lifestyle?
You mean like just your average, like, sitcom?
Reality show or...
No. I mean, like, sitcom shows, right?
Okay, yeah.
Because sometimes, like, people have jobs and stuff, but they, like Friends is always one of those great examples where
We're
people
so
are like,
broke. Like, you have, like, the sweet apartments. And
you have
got
giant
this-
$2.5 million home.
Right.
Yeah, it was the same thing with back in the day, like the Full House house, right? Like in that area of San Francisco, that is like a multi-million-dollar home.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Every single show that's on television, it doesn't matter what the show is. Look at the house that the Greenbergs are in. Or, I mean, it makes sense if it's Curb Your Enthusiasm because he's playing Larry David, so you expect him to have some money off of Seinfeld. But, God, Blackish, Modern Family, every single house in any of those shows is like a $2.5 million home.
Easy. But Blackish, actually, Blackish makes sense. Because Dre's supposed to be an advertising executive, which means he makes somewhere in the six figures. And his wife is an anesthesiologist. So that means she would make around 400 G's a year.
Yeah, but the flip side of it is this. As soon as they bought the house in that neighborhood, the value went down.
You could be two people working the drive-thru at Hardee's, man. You get home on television, you're living in a penthouse.
Yeah.
It just seems to be that way. I don't...
Right, well, like the Brady Bunch. They were saying, basically, they kind of... Vulture.com did
Mike Brady used to sell sperm for money.
When they pour down a show,
he was the gay Brady.
Not to pour it down, but when they make it more realistic for people who live normal lives, the show normally does pretty well.
Like that was Roseanne,
right?
Yeah, all those shows that are just average people, you know what I mean, who make not average. They're just not multimillionaires in Hollywood with these
all in the
homes.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's like when you look at like emergency.
Fred Sanford lived in a goddamn
junkyard.
Yeah,
well, it's like emergency services, right? If you showed what cops and firemen's jobs are like, you'd watch cops filling out a lot of paperwork.
And tackling
and you'd watch
naked
firemen
people.
drilling over and over and over, just like waiting for something to happen.
Not on Chicago Fire.
And a lot of people,
they got 3-4 alarmers every goddamn night.
And a lot of people pooping from all that coffee just to stay awake, you know? Mm-hmm. You never see that.
Yeah, harassing
You never
guys.
see them guzzling coffee and go like, dude, you got to pull over, man. I'm feeling the rumbling in the gut.
Right.
Cops.
So let's look at the Brady Bunch. They're saying, I almost said Tom Brady. God damn it, he's not a member of the Brady Bunch.
He could be, though. He'd be the best looking one.
Tom Brady. They're saying the dad, who was supposed to be an architect, would it make about $90,000 a year.
But back then, man, I mean, he'd be doing all right.
Different world. I mean, my God, they had a live-in housekeeper.
That's right. What was her name?
Florence Henderson.
Rose.
No, what was the name? Was it
Rosie?
Alice?
Alice.
Was it
It
Alice?
was Alice.
Oh, Florence Henderson was the mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember I can't remember her name.
Alice, man.
Yeah, I know her name was Alice in the show, but I mean, I used to know her actual real name.
I couldn't tell you.
How about the Cosby Show? The original plan for that one was the Huxtables were supposed to be a blue-collar family. Obviously, we know that didn't happen.
He's a doctor in Philly, man. Right? Isn't that the Cosby?
He was a doctor
in
she's
Philly?
a lawyer.
They're in New York City. They're in New York City.
They were in New York City. Okay.
I think
Either way,
he went to, his character always went to Temple or
okay.
whatever. But that's the thing. Obviously, they weren't blue collar because he was a doctor that had his private practice in Cliff was. So he's making like $250 a year. And Claire, the wife, Felicia Rashad, was a partner at a law firm.
Not only that, but she was married to Ahmad Rashad, who was an ex-NFL athlete. That pension's a lot. It's like $300,000 a year.
Yeah.
I gave him some pudding.
All right, All in the Family. That was a realistic show, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, that's because he was a loading dock foreman.
They haven't said nothing extravagant about their house.
Yeah. Do you ever remember what the Jeffersons did?
He owned, moving on up, it was a dry cleaning business.
Correct.
Yeah, man.
So they're saying, like, look, if he owns a dry cleaning business, that's about $30,000 per business. So if he owned a chain of 7 of them, he's making like 200 G's a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Moving on up.
Yeah, right. Everybody loves Raymond. He was saying he was going to make $90,000 a year, but he used to work at a newspaper. And sadly, newspapers don't exist a ton anymore.
So now he's unemployed, technically.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Turns out his company didn't love him.
Thank you, Ted. There we go. TV Time with Ted. We've got your headlines coming up with Mike Hawk. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Apple may alter its iPhone lineup, kicking your $1,000 iPhone X to the curb. In Mother Russia, hunting dog so skilled it can shoot Hunter, which is superb. Good times in L.A. as elementary teacher takes off clothes and does the streak. Yes, Chad Weed might have drugs, but not the ones you seek. And drunk driver tells cops all is fine. As his car was on autopilot, it is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's Mike Hawk.
All right, our top story in California. Driver stuck on the Bay Bridge called police about a man in a Tesla that had passed out behind the wheel in traffic. When police arrived on the scene, they found the Tesla and the man inside and stopped the car to investigate.
I like the fact you called it a Tesla.
Tesla?
Tesla. It's a Tesla.
Tesla.
Tesla. It's
Tesla.
like George Bush's back.
The Tesla.
I like me a Tesla because I don't put gas in that bad boy.
Hey, Teslas are badass.
Tesla.
He was tested and his blood alcohol level was twice the legal limit, but the man explained that he thought it was okay because the Tesla was in autopilot function.
Yeah, there you go.
Think about that, though. Driver error, yes. They say if you have a Tesla and you want to put it in autopilot and put in the destination, you just kind of have to be alert behind the wheel.
Yes.
To make sure that you're in control of the car.
Always a good idea.
But the idea of, in the future, a self-driving car that can take you home in those situations, to me seems a hell of a lot safer.
Right?
I'm glad the car stopped on its own and the car was driving at the time this happened because the guy was completely hammered.
He was knocked out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And they even said in here, the exact words.
I mean, in theory, this will work one day. Just not right now.
Tesla says that the autopilot function on its cars is not meant to completely replace the driver. They advise drivers to pay attention and keep their hands on the wheel in case something goes wrong. So to me, it's like, so why have the autopilot function? If you're advising me in my autopilot function to still have my hands on the wheel,
it's not really autopilot.
No.
It depends on what you're going. Like, for an example, if you go through a construction zone, it shuts off. So
really,
you have to be alert. You have to be paying attention.
Right.
I mean, yeah, okay. I'm just thinking if I had autopilot, I'd click that thing on and I'd grab a book. I'd watch Netflix.
That ideally you could do, but you still can't pass out in the middle of a bridge when your car stopped, warning you 5 times that the car's going to stop.
Oh, fine. You're the fun police.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Around the world in Russia.
Call you out on that one.
In Russia, another case of animal homicide is under investigation. While hunting wabbits with his brother, the man had his shotgun resting in his lap when his dog jumped up on him and set off the weapon. The shot landed right in the man's gut, and he was killed instantly.
Damn.
Doggy shot his owner.
Like Mother Russia, hunting dog kill you.
Right? Damn. I don't know if you were practicing proper gun safety, how in the hell is that thing pointed at your gut?
I'm guessing he was not practicing proper gun safety.
That'd be my guess.
I teach master lesson.
Now he learned. We go to Torrington, Connecticut, where a man has been arrested by the name of Chad Weed.
Chad Weed.
You'll never guess what Chad Weed was nabbed for.
Chad Weed.
Narcotics possession.
Oh, Chad going to private school.
Chad's going to
Shocking.
private school.
Chad probably did coke when he was in 7th grade.
Unfortunately for us, he was busted for heroin, not marijuana.
Oh, he had graduated from that.
Well,
I
you
gave
said
him coke in
narcotics.
9th grade,
Yep.
man.
Officers saw him walking down the road, constantly looking behind him and checking his phone. They stopped the car that he hopped into shortly after they took off without signaling, where he was found with the drugs. I like that.
Don't look over your shoulder.
They saw him walking down the sidewalk looking all paranoid, and they thought
Guarantee
he might
it.
have drugs.
Chad Weed's dad's got a great attorney.
Really?
Oh, sure. He'll get him off.
Torrington, Connecticut?
Yeah, of course. He'll get off.
In Los Angeles, a PE
I
teacher...
don't know. He's getting caught with dope, dude. That's like getting a bag of weed on you.
But it's heroin, Ted.
Yeah, that's what. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Chad may have already been down this path before.
Probably so.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles, a PE teacher is making headlines after he chased students around completely naked. The school went on a brief lockdown, and the parents were called after he stripped completely naked and chased 2nd and 5th graders around, and police are still investigating the incident.
They should.
It makes no sense.
Those kids, man, they would just never be the same again.
No.
I mean, they hired mental evaluators for these kids.
Put it this way, you thought Pennywise was creepy.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather deal with that goddamn clown than have a naked gym teacher chasing
right.
after me, man.
We talked about him. He was part of our question earlier today. A man in Miami is digging quite a hole for himself. He was involved in a domestic dispute in case that police were called. Well, he had nunchucks. You guys all know. That's it for your headlines. When Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you. I really want to know more there. What about the nunchucks? Thank you. We appreciate it, Mike. I will see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less. The Word is back in another round of Profile This.
Yes, indeed, it is all true. We be all about this bitch, but we shall return. Until then, do what you do best, and for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.